Hey everybody, this is Dave coming at you with some Elder Scrolls Legends Monk Arena versus Arena. Drafted a great deck here just a second ago. Forgot to hit the record on the draft, so just have to take my word for it. I tried to pick the best cards available to me. Let's go over what we have here. The Calm and the Glass Greaves. Now, I'm not a huge fan of 0 and 1 drops, but they were the best picks available for the two cards. The Calm can come in handy, the Glass Greaves could. Awakened Dreamer, my 2 drops are solid, have plenty of playable 2 drops, about 7 of them there. Good playable 3 drops. The Guar Stable Master actually is a good pick for me because we have 4 or 5 beasts in the green. The Cliff Strider, 2 of the Law Keepers up there, which go really well with the Balmora Captain. That is a Rallier +2, and he also gives my other Ralliers +1/+1 on top to their rally. Great top end, and 2 Nixoxes, a Phalanx Exemplar, the Shrine Guardian. So all around, a really good deck. The one thing the deck is missing is a card draw. Not a lot of it. The Moonmoth Castellan in the 4-drop spot is about the only card draw I have, so that is one shortcoming to the deck. But so that means we need to take advantage of the cards we have and get lots of good 2-for-1 trades. So going into the first game here, we're going to throw away the Nixox and Glass Greaves, but we're going to keep that Cliff Strider on the ring because we'd like that as a threat to get rid of whatever he may be playing here on the first couple of turns. Because that has charge and can only hit creatures. It's kind of like having a 3-drop, and with the ring, I don't mind holding on to a 4-drop charger. So we're going to open up with taking control of the field lane with our 2/3 Dreamer in the left, and we're not going to take off that ward or anything. We're just going to go ahead and hit face and take over the shadow lane with our Rallier. He's going to make a sweet trade with his Gavel, and the Gavel, when it drops down on something with ward, it keeps the Gavel protects the ward. So he's left with a 4/2 warder over there on the left. That's really good. So we're just going to let him have that lane. We're going to give up the field lane for a moment and throw the Rallier at his face. We did not want to rally onto the 1/3, so we played the 1/3 first. And then rallied. We would much rather rally onto one of those other 2 creatures with the Drainer and the 3/4 Charger. Both would much rather have the rally. So he's going to just play a small little minion for a 2/2 over there that grows if things die in this lane. So that's kind of a threat, but we're going to rally and hit him in the face for as much as we can, not worry about a ward at this point. Play the Glass Greaves on the 3/3. So that we can plop the 4/5. This is a great play for us. It gives us a 4/5 Garter over in the right. It didn't take advantage of the Glass Greaves -1 or reducing a card in our hand, but that's okay. We were not interested in plopping that. We're more interested in getting the lethal and the guard on the 4/5. So that caused him to just pass turn because he didn't want to do the dirty work. So I'm going to go ahead and use that Cliff Strider to take care of his lane. No matter what we did, that Cliff Strider was going to die. So we did that first and then rallied. And because we would much rather see that rally drop onto one of these minions in our deck. It hit the Nixox, and then that Charger's cool. If the lane is empty that it's in, if your opponent doesn't have minions, it switches lanes. So it's going to go over to the left and take care of the ward. Finally, off of that, save us 4 more life. That's great. He's going to play his own Balmora Captain over there in the left-hand lane. He's got one in his deck. So definitely that left lane is a little bothersome. So now we're going to go ahead and play the Nixox over here in the field lane. And that's going to represent taking care of the 4/2 and the 4/4. And that's going to come out as a 7/6 because of our 1/3 over in the shadow lane there. So after playing the Nixox, we don't want to rally on that, so we played the Nixox first, rallied, hit him with the rest of our creatures, getting him down to 11 life, and then finally played our Pilfer over in the right. represent doing as much damage in the right as we can. So he decided to get greedy and not kill our Nyx Ox. And, well, he had an answer for it. Okay, so he went ahead and rallied and used a bunch of resources to get rid of our Nyx Ox, but he didn't do anything to contest the right-hand lane. So that's pretty much going to give us the game here as long as we don't draw Prophecy, which we don't. So we're just going to say good game and get that one over with. So usually I'm not a big fan of giving up the field lane in favor of the shadow lane, but that was a situation with my rallier. It worked out. So getting the rallier in the right, getting some big threats going in the right hand lane, and beating him to the punch, not being afraid to hit, knowing that I don't have any card draw, so we just got to get it done. Great opening hand for us here on game 2. We got the Soldier, the Dreamer, and our own Gavel. Gavel is one of the best new cards in the game. That, along with the Redoran Battle Spear, are just two standout cards. They nerfed the Gavel up to a rare because it's just so good recently. So we're going to open this game by taking over the field lane. Once again with our Garter, our 2/3 Garter. Opponent's going to pass turn on turn 2. That's not good for him. So we're going to go ahead and just smash face and play our 2/2. That's going to make our Garter a 2/4, so he's an even harder threat for him to get rid of. That skeleton is not going to be enough for him, as we just throw the Gavel onto our 2/4, making him a 4/4 and invincible this turn. So clear out his minion, hit him in the face. So looking really good this game. Go ahead and just stack up that left lane at this point. We want to get this done as quickly as possible. Hopefully he doesn't have any board removal, but we know he can't have it really any too much removal. It's only turn 4. All the big removal comes out on turn 5 and 6. So go ahead and hit him in the face, but we're going to sacrifice our 4/4 into his 4/4 because we do not, with purple, yellow, red, that's a lot of good weapons out there that we do not like leaving creatures on the board for him to play minion weapons onto. So I'm a big fan of clearing out minions when you have a chance, even if it is with a Garter. So he's going to drop a spear onto our Garter, leaving us with our threats. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pound him in the face and clog up that left-hand lane with a Bandary Bruiser. No reason to split the lanes at this point. If he has Garters, we want him to have to put them in the left and give us as much firepower as we can to take care of Phalanx Exemplars and Dren Bodyguards that we can, those 5-drop yellow Garters that he could be playing. He didn't. He played a Charger, got rid of one of our creatures, so we're still on top on this board. It's time to sacrifice the 2/2 into the 4/1. There's no reason not to. Don't get too greedy. Like, take out the creatures. Make good trades for creatures when you can. That creature had done his job. So that left us with a nice healthy board for our Balmera Captain with some backup in the 3/4. If all goes well, we're going to be smashing him in the face here with our Balmora Captain. So this is once again a situation where we just need to clear this board out, make the sacrifice, the 3/4 into the 4/2, and make the 4/4 into the 2/2 and get rid of his Rallier. So clear out as many of his threats as we can. And that allowed us to double rally on our Ash Oppressor and go ahead and get him out there. And we don't need life gain at this point, so we don't need to play the Fabricant for 4. We also don't need to really play the 3-drop guarded Stable Master at this point either. Rather keep both of those in our hand to answer whatever he might have. So he's going to silence our guy. That's a pretty good play for him. I like that. So now he's actually looking good on the board here. We drew our Nyx Ox. What a great top deck for us. This is fabulous. It's going to allow us to flood the board once again, controlling this game. So we're just going to clear out his 3-2 threat with our minion. Once again, keep the board clear as possible because we know he might have weapons, which is one way he could get back into this is by Voltroning up a huge creature that I can't take care of. So he's going to drop a 6/7, and there's that weapon I was talking about, see? So he was sitting on a weapon that if I wouldn't have taken out that creature before, he would have had a bigger creature. He would be sitting on a creature that had Slay right now, plus his 6/7. So we're really, really glad that we took out his creature when we did. We can't take out the 6/7, so we're just going to hit him in the face. Don't be afraid to go face. We have to get this done. We're going to throw our 3/7 Drainer over in the right because, well, we're not worried about that left lane anymore. If that creature regenerates and starts hitting us in the head for 6 every turn, I don't really care because I have Drainer in the right. He's going to drop this interesting legendary. It says at the beginning of his turn, he gets a random card from his deck into a random lane. So that could be very dangerous for us, and we have no way of getting rid of that. The best we can do here is throw our Garter in the right, and that actually represents taking care of both of those minions, so he won't be able to get a hit onto our Scorpion. His legendary procured him a 6/6 Garter in the left. Yeah, crazy. If that would have been in the right, it could have been a much different game here. But it was in the left. He's going to play a Trial of Flame to get rid of 2 of our creatures. Get a nice 2-for-1 with that Trial. So at this point, I'm sitting with 1 threat on the board. And he, 1 threat, a 3/7. And he's going to let me draw into a Glass Greaves, giving me an extra card and taking me down to 21 life. And that's going to allow me to draw into this Tusked Bristleback. And that's going to go into the shadow lane, obviously. Otherwise it would die over in the field lane. But and then my Garter is going to take out, or my lethal, excuse me, is going to take out his minion. He's going to procure a 1/1. And that's going to be it, folks, because he was not able to secure that right-hand lane with another Garter. My 5/5 Shadowed Tusked Bristleback is going to do the damage. So right there, him letting me have that Prophecy for the 6 was probably the wrong play for him. Leaving me with 0 cards in hand was the right play. But that's why we won. I had a lot of life left. He had a lot of damage to get done. But all right, on to game 3 here. We're going to get rid of the Balmora Captain without the ring. We just can't justify holding on to a 5-drop. Keep that Warclaw Mercenary, and we get the Lawkeeper. We love to rally, so getting 2 Ralliers in our opening hand is great. It's what makes these 2 cards standout picks in drafts. If you have the chance, you usually want to take these cards along with that Clockwork Scorpion and our big 8-drop heavy hitter. That is a fantastic card. You really can't go wrong with 8/8 for 8 with guard. You don't want more than 1 of them in your deck, but having 1 8-drop in your deck is usually very good if it's that high of caliber. So I'm usually a fan of clogging up the field lane, but because we have a Rallier, we're going to go ahead and throw that Rally in the right and protect him from red Chargers, which is a big thing, especially with him having a ring charge there. He could have thrown something out to get rid of that 2/2, but he didn't, so we're just going to rally first and see what it hits. It hit our Balmora Captain, which is an excellent pickup for us, knowing that we have 2 Ralliers on board. If our opponent doesn't do something here, he's going to be in deep, deep trouble. Unfortunately, a 1/1 with guard is not the kind of answer he was looking for. That just gives me cannon fodder for my 1/5 Rallier. My 2/2 Rallier takes him down to that magic number of 26, and we're just going to pass turn. We don't have anything to do here on turn 4. We certainly don't want to burn our Glass Greaves for no reason. But we're so far ahead here. As you can tell, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in our hand to his 3, because he played a Northwind Outpost. What just another bad card. So far this guy's played nothing but just kind of not a great card for him. It's one where he gets to draw a card. You know, it's a 2/1, 2-drop draw card. It's okay, but it's not very good. But he used that to procure the Smith, and he's going to use that to clear out our minion. Just a weak play for him all around. He finally got around to getting rid of our 1/6 Garter. We still have our 2/2 Rallier from the beginning of the game, and it's turn 6, allowing us to get our Balmora Captain out there. That's going to increase the rally of our guy by +1/+1. So play the Glass Greaves on him because that gives him puts him up to a 3, which is taking our opponent down to 21. Another magic number. Wait, there's his own Shrine Guardian. This guy decides to hit me for another 2 and take me down to 25. A questionable play in his position. Not sure if I would have made that same call or not. He allows us to pick up a Nixox into an Ash Oppressor, which is a really, really hot play on turn 7 with the Nixox because he is himself a 5-drop. Not with the that Shrine Guardian in play, but that's alright. We already have that Balmora Captain in play who's a 6/6. So we're just going to use that Ash Oppressor to shackle the 8/8 so that it's no longer a threat, and throw our lethal Garter over in the right and represent killing that 8/8 next turn. Now he's going to play a 09 Wall over in the left, another just not very good card for him because it doesn't represent getting rid of any of my cards. It makes it very easy for me to get a 2-for-1 or a get rid of that card without getting rid of any of my cards, which is very advantageous for me, bad for him. And he chose to hit me in the head instead of clearing out my Nixox, so just gave me firepower to get rid of the 09. If he would have cleared out the Nixox, he could have put the 09 in the right hand. So we hit him in the head first with our 3/3 Rallier because it gave him +2/+2. He hit an untimely prophecy for us and got rid of our legendary, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. We're just going to continue to smash him in the face as hard as we can because we know we need to get this done. And play our Shrine Guardian over in the left to negate the damage over there and keep him from doing any more to our head. So Savage Ogre to take out our Shrine Guardian, and he is going to continue to hit us. Well, we're going to just kill his minions here and smash him in the face. But first we want to play our Nixox and get our Awakened Dreamers out there. Play the 4/5 Awakened Dreamer first because I wanted our Rallier to have a chance to hit any of those other 3 minions. I didn't really need it to hit that 4/5, so that's the reasoning behind that play. Left him with 11 and didn't hit him down as much as I could because we have more than enough on the board and no reason to give him more threats and more chances at prophecies. And here we go with the end of the game. We do the +4/+4 onto the 8-drop, make him an 8-drop so he doesn't draw that last prophecy. And that's the end of the game. So pretty straightforward win on that one. Really loving this monk deck. It's got a lot of great cards in it. So here we are with a playable 2/3 drop. Even without the coin, we're going to keep those. But throw back that Moon Moth because it is a plot creature. We don't need to hold on to it. We get another plot card in the Glass Greaves. So this is pick up a big 7-drop to go along with these cards. Not great for us, but we'll see what our opponent does. He does nothing. So this is a situation where going into turn 2, we're just going to pass turn and not play that Kvatch Soldier. The reason for that is because we're going to save that soldier so we can respond to whatever he might play, which is going to be a 3/2. We also have that plopping Glass Greaves, so that by playing the 2/3 first, That allows the Glass Greaves to plot and reduce the cost of a creature or of a card in our hand by 1, which is going to hit our Bandary Bruiser, not taking it down to a 2 cost, which is great for us. So he's going to play a favor that's not even going to get him any life because he couldn't plot it. So you see, he had 3 mana there, and he only chose to use 2 of it, and so that's automatically getting him behind in this game. We're going to go ahead and just hit him for 3 there and not take out either of his 1/1s, rely on him to do that. Usually I'm a big fan of clearing minions out, but 1/1s, when I know he's going to use that to clear out my 3/1, it's okay to go ahead and get the 3 damage in. This time he plays a Brasilisk. This is, once again, not a good card. So he's played 2 not good cards in a row, left himself with another mana open. We're just going to go ahead and hit him in the head with our Pilfer. There's nothing we can really do. He's going to use the 2/2 to kill the 6/2, so we're just going to play our Balmora Captain. We're doing that in the Shadow Lane because we really want to keep that thing alive. We do not want to see a red charger come through and hit that. We don't want to see something happen to that 1/1 to be able to kill it, so we put him over in the Shadow Lane to protect our very valuable legendary creature. And the Balmora Captain is going to not hesitate to smash him in the face. We don't care about the card that he drew. The rally is more important for us. We're going to throw down the Awakened Dreamer and just keep clogging up that right lane and protect our Balmora Captain at all costs. We want that thing to live as long as possible. So we're going to put our Garter over there, put our 4/5 over there. He's going to use a card to get rid of our Garter along with attacking, so that puts him behind in tempo. He had to use 2 things to get rid of our 1 card, leaving us with ample opportunity to off his creatures. We don't want to kill our Spy Captain. We want to, once again, keep it alive as long as possible. Unfortunately, we were really hoping that Spy Captain would hit anything but the Clockwork Apostle there, but that's the way it goes. Here we're going to play the Nixox. Nixox into the Stable Master is such a great combo. I'm not a huge fan of the Stable Master, but in a green-yellow deck in particular with all the beasts running around, that Stable Master coming out as a 4/4 Garter for 3 can be very, very healthy, especially with the Nixox being a beast himself. So our opponent finally gets rid of our big rallier, but not before we got to use him on several minions. Now here we just have to take care of as many of his threats as we can. So we're going to play the Cliff Strider to get rid of the 1/1. And play the Moonmoth Castellan first and see what we get. Get some information about pretty shitty 4-drop, but that's okay. Go ahead and use our minion to clear out his board as much as possible. That Moonmoth dropped over to the right so it could clean up his 5/1 with Breakthrough there. He's going to have to break a rune in order to kill off our 4/3, so that's great for us. Always look to try to take advantage of your opponent's breakthrough so that when he inadvertently hits you, he doesn't know that he doesn't think he's going to be doing damage, but he does. And you get to draw those cards. So here we're just going to clear out that board, the minion that we can see. Continue to hit Smash Face. We don't care about letting him have that extra card. He's only got 8 light mana, and we got to get this done. We know we don't have the card draw. Drop the 3/7 over into the left and split these lanes up with the lethal so that no matter what he plays, we have the opportunity to get rid of it. Another not good card. So this guy just keeps playing, zonk after zonk. The Wingkeep Spellsword. That is one of the best 2-drops in the game, but the 09 Prophecy Wall. Stay away from that one, kids. It's not a good card. As I said before, you can get rid of it. It might slow me down a little bit, but it's not going to delay the inevitable, which is going to be this guy's death. So we're not going to get rid of that 1/1. I don't really care if he rallies anymore at this point. We're going to just continue to hit him in the face and get life with our Scorpion. and clog up that right-hand lane with our drainer so that our 8-6 stays alive as long as possible. That 3-3 drainer actually gave us the ability to keep everything in that lane long enough for that 8-6 to live another turn. Sure, it only represents getting rid of that 0-2, but that's okay. So he got greedy and went straight for the head, putting me down to 21, but it's okay because of our Apostle. We can put the Scorpion up to 7, smash him in the face, and get it over with. So there we go, 4 wins in a row with the fabulous double Nixoc, double Scorpion, Monk deck. Here we go, purple, yellow, red. We don't like these colors, but we do. We're going to get rid of the 2 life gain creatures. We don't need to gain life at the beginning of the game, so we're just going to get rid of those and go ahead and coin out our 2-drop into the field lane. We like getting a threat out there, especially with our gavel in hand. We want to get a threat out there, so that allows us to answer his 2-3 Garter with our gavel, giving us a sweet trade there and keeping our creature a 4-2. He passed turn. Not a good thing for him to do on turn 3. We are going to just flood the board here by playing our Garter in the left to protect our 4-2. He becomes a 2-4 and play our 2-3 in the right. So if he has a Garter, he would have to make a decision. We're just going to go ahead and start smashing face and take him down to 18 and play our 3-drop over in the right because we didn't have anything to hit the Cliffstrider into. Keep on hitting him in the face with everything we have. Start with the rally and see what we hit. We really wanted that rally to hit this Cliffstrider, but it did not, because then the Cliffstrider would come out as a 4-6, being able to live through this hit. But it didn't hit the Cliffstrider, so we're just going to sacrifice our Garter into his minion. You got to make those sacrifices. You can't get greedy just because we have a Garter in play. The correct play there was to go ahead and sacrifice our Garter, get him down to 11 life. So he's going to spend 2 mana to play a creature that is going to gain him 1 life. And spend the rest of his mana to sacrifice that creature to give him a pair of 3-3 drainers. Okay, well, don't know how productive of a turn that was for him. We're going to go ahead and rally into the 3-3 there and gather some information first. It hit our 4-4 drainer, so that's good news for us. We're just going to finish off, clear out this board with our minions. There's no reason to get greedy. We don't have any neutrals in this deck. If something you noticed, I was offered plenty of factotums and plenty of neutral creatures, and this deck wound up being completely neutralless, all yellow-green. And I find that those neutral creatures usually just don't add up. I have more success not drafting them. And because once you pick your first one, you kind of have to go down that rabbit hole of taking those the crappier ones. And in a vacuum, those cards just are not good. They don't give you the valuable 2-for-1 trades that you need. So my advice to people is, if you don't take the neutral cards, the factotums and stuff, unless you absolutely have to. Alright, back to the game here. We're going to play our Clockwork Apostle onto our 1-3 drainer so that we can get rid of... I usually like to try to save my Clockwork Apostles and my Savage Ogres for ending the game, for that final punishing blow, but in this situation we needed to keep our Rallier alive. So he's having to put down cards to be able to Voltron up his minion to get rid of our Rallier. So we're in a situation here where he's got more cards than us. He's got a larger minion on board than us. So we should be nervous, but we're not. We're just going to throw this Shrine Guardian over here on the right, represent getting rid of his 8-8. Fortunately, that Shrine Guardian has been rallied on, so it's a 9-9. Excuse me, that's a 6-6, not an 8-8. So there's one of those neutral creatures that you wind up having to take because you have other neutral cards in your deck, and that's just not a good card. Not a good card at all. So he's going to play a couple of non-threats over in the shadow lane there, and I'm just going to play my Nixox and load this board up. With the Nixox getting us 5, we can go ahead and play him and both our 4 and 3 drops. We're going to go ahead and shackle the 4-3 so he doesn't have the firepower to kill our 9-3. All he can do is hit the 2-4 into it, but that will not slay him. Well, that will. He will go ahead and give his 2-4 a steel scimitar, and so that he can slay, putting a 1-1 out there, but it's going to be too late for him. He is 12 life, and I am at 30. I like my cards better. There's a great top deck for you. The Phalanx Exemplar comes down. So clear out his minion, and then his minion systematically with ours, and then play the Phalanx Exemplar before we start breaking runes. Kill all of his minions. We don't want to get greedy here, but we do want to go ahead and play the Phalanx Exemplar in the right and gain 4 life. We want to keep our Drainer alive. Represent and with the Phalanx Exemplar, we could have gotten another card if he would have drawn a prophecy there. So that's the reason we didn't kill the 4-3. So he's just gonna sacrifice his 4-3 into our 5-2, but that's gonna be too little too late. We're able to just hit him for 4 there. No prophecy, so that's going to allow us to clear out the right lane and hit him for 4 more. So once again, we're just getting these games done so fast. Our deck is so strong and coming out and hitting so hard that our lack of card draw isn't really hurting us at all. Once again, knowing that we have that going into our games, knowing that we have to hit face and hope that our opponents don't draw prophecies. But that's the thing about this versus arena, especially in the meta right now for versus arenas. There's not a lot of good prophecies to pick, and even the ones that people do pick usually don't slow you down that much. We don't see as many piercing javelins these days. The really, really strong prophecies that were lightning bolts that were once just game changers just don't appear as often, so you don't have to be as afraid of them. Alright, starting in this game, we're going to go ahead and try to control that left-hand lane, the field lane. Dropping our 2-3 over there. And this is a situation where, once again, don't get greedy. Just clear out those minions. Even though we put a 1-6 Garter over there, I would still rather get rid of his minion and not see him Voltron that guy up and get rid of my 1-6 Garter and get great value. So we just traded. Now here we can't trade. We don't have enough firepower, so we're just gonna rally and the Rift and rally, and we get the +1/+1 onto the Law Keeper. That's gonna be very helpful later. Drop our 3-2 Pilfer into the field lane. Once again, try to control that field lane. A lot of people might have put that 3-2 Pilfer over into the right-hand lane, thinking I gotta get my Pilfer on, but see, he made the trade. He played a spell to get rid of our 1-6, and then he sacrificed his minion into ours. So right now, we're sitting in a pretty good position with our 5-5 bodyguard that he is simply going to take down to a 5-1. So right there, we're representing getting a 2-for-1 out of that Dren bodyguard, no matter what. He's already put 1 card into it. So we're going to hit him in the face, and he's going to draw a prophecy, but he didn't play it. Very curious as to see what that prophecy was that he pulled back in his hand. But this Cliffstrider, this is a new card, and it is fantastic. The ability to come out and charge 3-4 for 4 into minions is just fantastic. It seems a little weak on paper because it can't hurt your opponent in the head, but it more than makes up for that with having a charge ability that can get rid of threats. So that prophecy wound up being a Mummify, which he played the next turn using only 3 mana. So on a minion that he could have played the Mummy on, the turn that he got it as prophecy for free. So that is a huge tempo loss for him. I don't think he's going to come. He can't come back from that kind of tempo loss. He's going to play a minion over in the left, give it a really shitty weapon. That's that 1/1 lethal weapon is probably one of the worst weapons in the game. I try to avoid that thing at all costs. Once again, a card that seems good on paper, but in all practicality, it just gives me 2-for-1s all day long. My plot Lethal Garter is going to come down here on the left and represent getting rid of both cards he played last turn, and he has nothing. He has no choice. He has to take care of it unless he has some other way of getting rid of it. He doesn't, so he's just going to bow to our superior play and deck there. So 6-0. This deck is rolling right along. I hope you're enjoying the analysis of this deck. I enjoy making these videos, and if you enjoy this, please give it a like down there. Subscribe to our page. This is a brand new thing we're doing. Been playing Legends since closed beta. Love this game. I'm mostly a versus arena player. Don't really play ladder anymore at all. Now that I have a full collection, I don't need to complete daily quests, so I'm really in this just for the arena glory and fame. Consistently get 7 wins, so I decided I would start making these handy videos of all of my 7-win arena runs. So if you like these, please click and subscribe, and I'll keep doing them as long as you guys are watching them, and hell, I'll do them even if you're not watching them. I don't care. I get a blast playing this game and sharing. So alright, opening of this game is pretty slow. As you can see, he took advantage of me not having anything until turn 3 and played a Kabuti over on the left. But he hasn't played anything either. You notice he still has all 3 of his ring charges, and he's just passing on turn 3 with the Kabuti in the left. So I'm going to just get my Pilfer on over here with our Bandary Bruiser and try to get control of that left hand, that field lane, by playing our 4/4 Riften Pillager. We're not really, don't need to gain life right now, but that was the only card we had to play, so get it down there. He's going to play a weapon, that Gavel onto the 5/2. That Gavel's great, so he just represented getting rid of my 4-drop with 2-drop, but that's all he played. He left himself with 2 mana and a ring charge. This is poor optimization of his deck. He's got 5 or 6 cards sitting in his hand, but he still has 3 mana in play. Either he didn't draft well and he's sitting, or he didn't draw good. I don't know what's going on, but he's not playing well. I don't know, something bad. My opponent is not playing a good game. Here we're going to go face and put out the 1/6 Garter and the 3/3 in the left. Clog up that left-hand lane. The 1/6 Garter represents getting rid of the 5/2. With both of our Scorpions in our hand, we decided to go ahead and go face and try to get this done. Just build up such a huge advantage on this guy that there's no way he's going to be able to win. So he played a 1/5 Drainer over there and used that to procure a +2/+2 onto his Kabuti, which he's had out there the whole game. But I just killed his Kabuti with my 3/3, and his Kabuti didn't really do anything. It didn't do any damage to me. It just let me take advantage of his poor playing and not playing any cards on the first several turns. So there's another Canton Smith to Voltron up that Canton Smith into a 4/4. He's going to hit me in the head, letting me draw a card. We got more than enough firepower here, so we're just going to play our Wild Beast Caller and get information. Always want to get information first, and that is a free creature that gets to kill off something. Had to make a decision on to kill that 2/2 or to kill the 4/4 over in the right. We decided to just kill the 2/2 and keep our bat as a 3/1 and keep as much firepower over in that field lane as possible, assuming that he will do the dirty work in killing our 3/3 with his 4/4, and then also load up the right lane with the 3/4. Don't want to. Since we're playing with red is one of the few colors that has some board clear, so putting that 3/4 over in the right keeps us clear from Trial of Flame and a couple other threats that could drop. So that 7/7 is one of the best cards in the game right now. He's going to play it over in that left-hand lane, but it's going to be too little too late. We're just going to end this. He's going to, like a gentleman, concede to, once again, the superior deck here. So 7-0 Monk deck. Fantastic. I love this game. So once again, some high guy, Dave, coming at you at Game Talk. Game Talk with R&D. I am the D in R&D. Rich is my brother. You're going to be hearing from him with his own commentary on games. Picked up a Dark Rift. Open up my cards here. So, I hope everybody enjoyed this video, found it informative and educational and fun to watch. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below and I'll be glad to read them. Subscribe to our page, like our videos. Come on, Sparky Pants, you still are killing me with with saying I lost to myself. This is ridiculous. There it is again, some high guy losing to himself. Otherwise, I'd have almost a spotless record here on my arena wins in my thing. As you can tell, I'm consistently a 7-win arena player. So, anyways, guys, have a great day. We'll take it easy. We'll see you next time.